Hey guys, Alien Sama back with another unboxing video. Today we have another Pokemon product, except this time it is not Pokemon cards. Today we have Mewtwo from Variable Action Heroes. This is not the SH, or I think, yeah, SH Figure Arts released a Mewtwo as well, which I think is quite bigger than this one. But this is another version. It is from the Pokken tournament game, so this Mewtwo's a little angrier, a little more detailed. I was surprised on his size. He's not that big. I'll get a ruler once he's out to give you an exact measurements. So when I got him in the mail, I was like, oh, he's kind of small, but he looks really cool, and I'm excited to get him out. They also have a Lucario styled also out of the Pokken tournament. So I might order him depending on how I feel about this guy. He is small, like I said, but maybe once he's out of the box, the size will justify itself, or the figure will justify the smaller size. So let's get to unboxing. Alrighty, so he's completely out of the box. This is what you get inside. There was no little extra papers. This is exactly what you get. So it's kind of nice. There's quite a few parts in here. And then looks like we have something under here. Let's see. It is... okay, it's a stand for him and some pegs, which we'll take a quick look at for all the little effects that come with him. Basically, his Pokemon attacks. So we'll just take this out. Alrighty, so let's see what we got here. So we have Mewtwo, we have an effect, an attack. Whoa, this looks freaky. If I can get it out. At least they're kind enough to put a little hole for my finger to go in. Whoa, I'll show you that up close in a second. That's really cool. We have Mewtwo's attack, or another attack. You basically got 3 attacks. You have 3 heads total. 1 is already on the body. 2 hands, which will take a close-up of all these things. 2 extra hands, and his base stand. Oh, and another stand. So it's base stand, and then the figure himself. Whoop. And I never really keep the plastic. So let's get to looking at all these up close. Alright, so right here we have just a little white backdrop, so we can see the ruler. So 1 inch starts here, and then all the way up to 12, which I don't think anything's going to really reach that far. So let's see, lined up. So our little 1 inch starts right there, and then 1 inch is right here. So first thing we got is the fire effect, which is quite nice, very detailed. I think yes. Oh, look at that. This is basically just another hand and him punching, I guess. I wonder if that's a fire attack or if it just looks that way. A physical attacking Mewtwo. Interesting. So there's the fire, and that is about 1 inch, a little bit over with the flame effect. Next thing we got is his kind of swiping attack. Got his hand, so you attach it there, and then you go on from there. Very nice looking, very detailed. And then this one is about 3 1/4 inches long, so that's nice. Then we have his tiny little Mewtwo hands. Of course, they're going to be very tiny because they are tiny little Mewtwo hands on a tiny little figure. Together, they're about 1 inch or apart, around 1/4 or 1/2 inch. And if you don't use inches, you'll have to convert yourself, because I'm an inch type of guy. That sounded bad. The base itself, let's not count the area, is about 2.5 inches, so it doesn't take up too much space, thank God. On the base itself, it has the copyrights for Pokemon 2016 Pokken Tournament telling you that this is what this guy's from, do not steal. And of course, these things right here, which are these stands that come inside, so we'll open these quickly. So this is the neck or joint that would be holding your Mewtwo into place for when he's standing up, flying in the air, whatnot. It seems to have very good tension, which is good. The little hand doesn't look like it's going to do much, but it has quite the grip. You can kind of hear the plastic. And what's even better is if this claw does seem loose, you can get a little pair of sunglasses or glasses screwdriver, just a mini screwdriver in general, and you can tighten that so these little hands will be will have much more tension, so you won't have to worry about him falling off. Whoops, and of course that comes off. Yep. This whole thing, I guess, could come apart if you wanted to take all the screws out. So there's the neck, and the neck stands about, fully stretched out. It's 5 inches long. Wow! So the other little pieces that come with your figure are right here. They're just little pegs in which you can put the effects on. So if you wanted Mewtwo's effects to be really low to the ground, where's the hole? There's a hole on this somewhere. I can't see it. It's so freaking see-through. There it is. Just put that in like that, and then you can attach it to the little extra base that came with it. So if you don't want Mewtwo's weight completely being held onto the neck stand, you can put it like that, and then his hand can be attached in here, and then you can just kind of have his hand coming out like this with the stand holding up his arm that is extended outwards so he doesn't topple over or anything. So that's nice. These effects, I think, can... So we had that, and there's... Oh, the orb. It rolled away. So here's the cool-looking orb. It's so cool. It's also kind of creepy-looking. It has this weird texture on the inside. It reminds me of a brain, to be honest. A brain. Although I do wish the little center point of the sphere wasn't so obvious. But look how weird that looks. I think that's supposed to be Shadow Ball or something. Right there is the little hole in which you can put the stand in, so you can put it on the longer one if you wanted to, because Mewtwo is a rather tall character. So you can put it on just like that. And now it looks like a lollipop. It's a grape lollipop. Don't eat this, kids. It's actually quite small. You can probably put this in your mouth, so if you have small children, keep these parts somewhere safe. Alrighty. So, next thing, the second last thing we have besides all this is both of Mewtwo's heads. He's not very expressive, but the original Mewtwo never really was, other than when he was being quite angry. So here is his 2 heads. Both of them are the same shape. What's the difference? The only difference is one is looking forward and the other is looking off to the side. And I believe the one that's on his head, this one's looking to my right and the other head is looking to the left. So it'd be kind of nice if he had a kind of open mouth angry expression, but Mewtwo, like I said, is never really that expressive. Oh, look at that. I wonder what that's for. Oh, it's for the little umbilical-like cord that's on the back of his head. Alrighty. Okay, so let's see the figure himself. Okay, so here's the figure itself. It's very nice looking, and right out of the box, without any movement or anything, he only stands about, he almost hits 5 inches. He's not actually 5 inches long, if you can see that. So from the bottom of his feet right to there, and if I were to put him at the end of the ruler, he's only really 4.5 inches tall, which is quite small. I only paid, I think I paid $30 for him, but for something that's Pokken tournament themed, I think that's where the major price comes from, and he is pretty poseable. I haven't touched anything yet, but it seems like everything's firm in place. I know the SH Figure Arts Mewtwo is much more poseable. The hands, or at least the finger itself, the 3 fingers, does he have 3? Yeah. The 3 fingers he does have is, you can open and close them. So this one is a little more limited to how poseable it is. However, the SH Figure Arts on the website I purchased it from, or at least this guy from, is AmiAmi.com, completely sold out. And when you go look for him on eBay, it's like $100+, which it only sold for originally maybe $40, I think. So the price skyrocketed real fast. So when I saw that this company made a Pokken tournament version of Mewtwo, I got it. I swept it up, so here he is. So let's see how poseable he is. So we'll just do our top to bottom joint checks, considering this is a brand new figure. It's not like a NECA figure where we all know how NECA moves. This is brand new. I've never touched this brand before, so the umbilical... My God, children are screaming out today. Sorry about that, if you can even hear that. But let's start from the head. So his head does have the umbilical cord, so I'm thinking maybe that might hinder his head movement, but let's see. So, oh, it actually looks like it doesn't too much. Of course, his head can't tilt back very far because of it, but it can tilt quite a ways forward. So, yeah, he's pretty good. For something that's completely attached to his back of his head, he has quite the amount of movement, so that's good. He can do a full rotation of his head. His arms, let's see. So his shoulders can move quite well. They can probably do 360. His elbows are very nice. This figure overall moves very well. It has the type of joints that a Figma has. That's the best way I can describe it. A little squeaky, but that's okay. There's a lot of heavy shading on him, though, which I'm not too huge of a fan of because it kind of, how do you say it, distorts the lighting that shines onto him. Like right now, the light's focused right down on top of him, but then there's areas like here that are extremely shaded as if the lighting's just blasting onto him. Like this, that shading makes sense. But like this, where the light's actually shining on this part, it's kind of weird, so I don't know. But I guess they're trying to be detailed just like Pokken Tournament. I really hope they make other Pokken Tournament Pokemons like this. I would freaking love to have Garchomp as one. Holy crap. Or, what's it called? Fennekin's next stage. I forget what it's called. So he's really posable. He's kind of fun. Is this posable right here? Yes. Yes. It's hard to... Okay, so yes. This middle area is posable. It's just a little tight for now. Oh. Okay, he came apart. That's okay, though. I actually think his torso was put together wrong. There we go. That looks a little better. It was like this when it came in the box, which I'm like, that doesn't look right. So, if we put it like that, because there's a little line going down the back, kind of indicating the indent in your back. Looks better like that, too, actually. So, there we go. Ah, we fixed him. Boo, the person who put him in his box. Rah! So, as you can see, there's a little ball joint there. It looks pretty sturdy, and it goes together easily. And it kind of tips forward. He has lots of movement in this part of his waist. So whatever this one loses, this one pretty much makes up for. And his legs. Mewtwo's got some pretty interesting legs going on. He's got big thighs, that's for sure. Oh, wow. There's lots of movement. So you got that. Got kind of tilting in and out. His leg? Oh, my. Oh, my goodness. His legs can spread out really far. Look at that. That's an interesting looking joint. Interesting. So his legs have lots of movement. They'll basically, these will come out as far as this can go into his body, and then once you kind of pull that out too far, then that's when it pops off. But it didn't break, so that's good, and you can push it all back together. Actually, we're just going to take his leg off to look at it if we don't break it. Oh, wonderful. It's easy to take off. Oh, look, it even has a right just in case you kind of pop it off. So there we go. So we're just going to take that off. It's much easier to look at joints when they're not attached to him. Okay, so there's his leg. So why do you do this to your figures? So here's his leg. So actually, I guess his like that. So that's all the movement for there, and then like that. Boom. These joints are very tight. I'm kind of glad of that, although the squeaking may not be... I'm sorry for the sound. That sound drives some people nuts. It's kind of like nails on a chalkboard, although for me, not so much. Yeah, so, it is very tight. It's not very likely these joints are ever going to become loose. So, there's that, and then there's these little toes. These two little toesies, like this. Yeah. And, of course, they can rotate. So you can kind of have him standing like this if you want. Or with his legs. With his legs all out. So there you go. So that's his leg. Very good. And he's got his little bulb here for his ankle. So let's put his little poor leg back on. So this is just a joint that you just had to push it back into place. So that's good. There's not a ball joint. There is a ball joint, but the ball is in here, and then there's just a stem that comes out, so he's actually really easy to pull apart. I don't know why you'd want to, other than what I just did, but yeah, so there he is. And his tail. Let's look at his tail. Tails are very important for creatures, so let's see. Okay, so this looks... Oh, maybe this only goes... Oh no, okay, so whoever put this in the box messed up, or whoever assembled this kind of assembled it weird, because originally this was like that, so I had no movement side to side, but I turned it, now I got up and down, and I got side to side down. Then we're just going to rotate this part of his tail. Oh my goodness, he is stiff. It's very stiff. Just hold some parts when you got it, so you don't have too much room there. Not too much, and then you got side to side. Of course it can rotate, but it's stiff as all heck. And then you have here, which is quite easy to move. You can see the joint very well, and then you have the tip of his tail. Come on. And you have the tip of his tail. It's not too posable. You got kind of your basic movements, that's about it, so there you go. So here you have it, Mewtwo from Pokken Tournament, Variable Action Heroes. I know I've heard that name before. It's also by Mega House, who is very good at making sculpted figures with a lot of detail. Mega House is a pricier company when it comes to their big figures, but for this little guy, the price wasn't too bad. I'll link where I bought him, or the exact spot, the exact purchase thingy that I got him from. So if you want him, you can buy him yourself. And Ami is a 100% trusted website. I always order from there. Practically everything I buy that I unbox, Nendroids for sure, is bought from them. And they have a points system too. So if you make an account and you think you're going to buy a lot of stuff, you can get points back for everything you purchase. So that's nice. So this is him. So let's see if we can get a nice little pose shot with a stand and everything on. Alright, so the last kind of thoughts that I have with this figure is the stand is not too amazing, to be honest. Where it is pinching him right there is not extremely strong. If you want an extremely strong pinch, you're going to have to tighten that bolt so it does clasp him. And when it clasps him hard. Because what I found is when I did hold him up, the hand was kind of... It wasn't really pinching him and holding. It was more of just kind of holding his rib cage into place and holding him up. So it's not a firm grip. Maybe even get a different stand if you want. I know some stands you can purchase online, and it comes with a gripper that kind of goes all the way around their waist. So keep that in mind if you want to use him with that stand. It's not going to grip him extremely well. The other way was how to attach his newer head. I didn't go over that with you before. So in order to attach his new head, it's super simple. There's not too much you have to do. Like any figure, you pull up until the joint pops out, and then once you do that, all you have to do is pull this out, and it's just a little tube in which you insert into the back of his head. So the only place that's really attached to him is the back of his spine here between his shoulder blades. But other than that, see, yeah, there's our fine example of it not holding on. He is levitating off the stand right now, so as you can see, there's quite a bit of wobble. The stand is mostly holding him up rather than holding him tight, but that's okay for now. I plan to have him in the static pose with the little orb coming out of his hand, just like this. So it looks like he's kind of doing an attack. So, that's it for this unboxing video. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, we'll see you guys in the next unboxing video. And as always, peace out. Bye-bye.